We actually have everything we need right here to kick off our holiday in style, starting with the best brisket you'll find in all of California.
All right.
We are here with Matt Horn. He's our pitmaster and chef extraordinaire, and he's going to help us figure out how we can get a brisket into our menu for our Labor Day cookout. Yeah. So this looks amazing.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And we're going to get to that in a second. But you know, California isn't known for its barbecue.
Right.
But you're changing that.
Well, I am. You know, I'm a first-generation pitmaster, so a lot of my family did come from the South, so a lot of the foodways and the traditions that we're honoring with Horn Barbecue is centered in the Southern way of cooking. So we do that. I mean, we do a little bit of whole hog. We do a Texas-style brisket. So with Horn Barbecue, we can pretty much define the direction that we're going. You know, we live in a very diverse place, and it's reflected in our food.
And I can't wrap my head around this. You taught yourself. How did you teach yourself how to cook like this?
Well, you know what? It's like growing up, I would see like my father and my grandfather and my grandmothers, you know, they would cook, they would go in the backyard, they would do barbecue. But once I decided that I was going to create my own style, and you know, I was very intentional about that, and I had to commit myself to kind of defining what that would be. And that's what I did. It took a lot of R&D, a lot of hard work, but that's where we got there.
And dreams can come true, because you were saying you used to work at a shipping center?
I did. I was in a warehouse. I worked retail. I was in retail management. Had never thought that I would even cook for anybody, so for me to be here is just a complete honor.
All right, and now he has his own restaurant. He has a cookbook, and he's going to show us today how we make this brisket.
Absolutely.
Now, for me, this is intimidating. I don't even know where I would get a cut of meat like that. Like, where would I go?
I mean, when you look at a big piece of meat like this, it definitely could be intimidating. But this is the whole packer of a brisket. This comes off of a cow. There's 2 briskets that you would get off the cow. We trim this down to a 1/4 inch of fat. So pretty much during the cooking process, we can get the bark to render, but then also we have that nice balance of meat and a little bit of the fat that'll be rendered down.
And how long would you put this in a smoker or on the grill?
So we usually cook this for about 16 to 18 hours. So this will go, and we use nothing but white oak. You want to use an oak that's a wood that's close to you. We were down south, I'd love to use like a hickory or something like that. Yeah. But we're here in California, we're here on the West Coast, so we use white oak.
Okay, and then so it's done after 16 hours.
It's done, it's ready to go, it's rested, it's ready to slice into.
All right, so how do you slice it? So what's the key?
When you see this larger part here, this is going to be your point. This is where, you know, there should be moisture throughout the whole thing. It's a little bit more fat content here in the point. As you go down here to this flatter point, this is called the flat. This is where you're going to get your lean cut of brisket at right here. So we're going to get this going.
Oh, wow.
So
look at that.
Yeah, so we have that there. This is our lean cut of it. This is our moist cut. So you can see it's a little bit more moist. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this, take a little bit of that fat off right there, and then we'll start slicing it just like that.
Oh, that happens so smooth, which means this is really tender. And I'm gonna grab a bun for you.
Perfect. So we have that there.
Yeah.
We have our nice slices.
Oh.
So what we like to do at the restaurant when we're making our brisket sandwich, we're gonna take these slices. As you can see there, you have a lot of that moisture that's there.
Yeah.
And the fat is rendered, but when you see this dark part, it's not burnt. That's called the bark. And that's when you have your seasonings, your rubs, what it's done is rendered down into the fat. And it creates this really nice texture on the meat.
So that means that's seasoned well.
Absolutely. So we have that there. So what we're gonna do now, and this is what we do at the restaurant, this is how we serve our brisket sandwich. We have our house-made sauce. We're gonna add a little bit of that on there. Just a little bit of sauce, right?
A little bit.
We have a little bit there. And what we're going to do is we're going to take our house-made pickled red onions. We're going to put that on there just like that. And there we have our smoked brisket sandwich. We serve this every day at the restaurant. And like I said, we want to highlight the quality of our meats. So we're very intentional about that. And we keep it very simple.
Yeah. And then you guys also, you have your pulled pork and you have your coleslaw here, and all the recipes for these are in your cookbook.
Yeah, so we have the recipes for it in the cookbook right there. We have our pulled pork. We cook our pulled pork 6 to 8 hours. Once we do that, it's pulled, and we want to keep it simple, just do a traditional slaw. So we have a nice dressing, we have a little bit of cabbage. We use a little bit of the horn seasoning on there. If you're at home, if you don't have the horn seasoning, you just go a little bit of salt and pepper. pepper, maybe a little bit of garlic. Keep it simple.
And that goes a long way.
It goes a long way. Less is more.
Less is, there you have it, less is more. So, okay, I
gotta get a
may
piece.
I? Thank
Absolutely.
you. All right.
Get a little piece there.
It's just, oh my gosh, that's so tender and juicy.
Yeah.
Matt, thank you so much.
No, it's an honor. Thank you so much.
No, thank you. We're going to steal you from the bay, by the way.